We are back here on the MMA Report, counting down to UFC 216 that is happening Saturday night from Las Vegas, Nevada. It's going to be headlined by a bout for the UFC interim lightweight gold as Kevin Lee is going to be meeting the man who joins us now, victorious in his last 9 fights, riding an incredible streak heading into Saturday. He is Tony Ferguson. Coming into this particular fight week, I mean, I have to imagine you've been asked many times. It's very trying circumstances being in Las Vegas. What is the vibe of the city right now? And is Saturday kind of a bit of a distraction for everyone that they can focus on something positive?
It's been a crazy week, man. It's been a nutty week, man. Since the time we got here all the way to the time we're here, even to media day. But the change of energy has been incredible. To see people band together, to come together and overcome adversity has been amazing. Gives me inspiration to keep moving forward. It's pretty incredible, man. Such a tragedy.
Yeah, it's a horrific event to have happened to the city, but I think as well this Saturday night, it's a bit of an escape for a lot of people that, you know, life is moving on in Las Vegas, that it's not going to change people's lives, that they're going to go ahead with something, and you guys are providing them that entertainment on Saturday. I have to imagine that you guys are in a very unique position here on Saturday with just doing something like a UFC event and staging this for the citizens of Las Vegas. Do you kind of feel that you're helping people get through this very difficult time period?
I would hope so. I know we're not trying to be a distraction here. What we're trying to do is just be professional as much as we can. If the company wants to keep throwing the fight, then we're going to be professional. We're going to do it. This is what we do. We're here for a reason, and it's to aim to inspire and motivate, man. We're fighters, you know, we're human, but we're all together, you know, it's one love, man. It's crazy. We all bleed the same color. And being in Vegas, that's the only thing I've seen, man. It's just people start to band together. And for myself, I've even thrown some animosity off the plate just so I can make myself that much better person.
As you look at Saturday night, this is your first pay-per-view main event. You've been in main events in the past. Does this somewhat feel a bit different? Is this something that has always been the goal, that you are in a headline position fighting for a championship? And the fact that even when Demetrius Johnson was added to this event, it was the UFC stating, no, Tony Ferguson and Kevin Lee, that's our main event. I mean, I have to imagine that's validation for all of your work, that you're in this prominent position where the lion's share is on the shoulders of Tony Ferguson and Kevin Lee for this Saturday.
I think it's awesome. I think it's kind of a slap to the face to Demetrius, honestly. He's a good dude. You know, the only thing I've ever seen him try to be is a company man and really work for it. He's earned every single belt title defense that he's had. I mean, he's about to break the record for, you know, with Anderson Silva. It's pretty incredible. So for myself, I'm fighting for an interim lightweight title. It's not even a real title. He's defending his real title. I mean, my main event, I'm always a main event no matter when I fight. I'm the people's fighter, and I've always continued to be. So, I mean, I said him the other day, dude, I was like, man, that sucks. I was like, I'm sorry to hear that, you know, you're not main event. But I'm not going to disappoint. I'm not going to go out there and hang my head low. I'm going to go out there and give it a great show, man. You know,
we've heard from a lot of people. They're very anxious for this fight with yourself and Kevin Lee. I mean, do you understand why the UFC felt that this was the bigger marquee fight? I mean, do you understand the UFC's thinking of putting you guys and keeping you guys in that main event position?
I can understand. I can relate to it. I mean, honestly, I don't care. I don't look at the spots.
Right.
You know, when I look at the spot timelines, I've been fighting main event my whole entire life. Really, I have been. But now when they changed it up, when I get to the UFC, I had to earn it right again. I fought in a main event spot when I was for the Ultimate Fighter. I knocked out Ramsey Nijem here for the Tough 13. I've been in the spotlight. I've done it before. This is nothing different. The lights, camera, action is not going to change me. And I said before, I'm not going to change, man. The only thing that's going to change is my evolution of my fight game. And I think that's where Kevin Lee's wrong, where he says in the interview well, I'm glad he said it. I love to be challenged. And I think that's such a great thing because for myself, I have to dig deep, not physically. And it's not like I'm going out there physically trying to come up with new things. I'm trying this new thing with my team. I'm trying to be like, look, let's go mental war. Let's go mental warfare. Let's play this game. Throw me a scenario where Kevin Lee's going to do, and I have to battle it out by verbiage. And I have to tell him exactly what I'm going to do. And when I'm playing that card, when I'm sitting in the sauna, and we're emulating these different types of moves because we come from the same background, like, you know, 10 Planet Jiu-Jitsu. And I ask my buddy Jeremiah, I'm like, hey, this is what he tells me. This is the scenario, and I give him the answer. It's like a Q&A, man. It's something that really keeps me sharp, and it's a mental edge that I have over Kevin Lee because he's a bully, man. And like I said, I'm going to beat him up like the thug that he is.
I get the sense from speaking with you that you're not looking at Saturday's fight as something that's going to be ending in the first round. It sounds like you have plans that this is going to be a war on Saturday, that you're going to take Kevin Lee to places he hasn't been before in his career. Is that kind of how you forecast this fight on Saturday?
Wars can be ended in 1 round or 5. Like I said, depending on how much he pisses me off or steps on my fern, for the disrespect is how deep in waters I'm going to take him. We come from the same background, so it's kind of hard for me to be able to be a captain and see a young athlete like him talk so much shit and to be able to get away with it. It's not going to happen, man. He wants my spot on the varsity team, and he ain't going to get it. He's not going to get it.
Is this the most personal a fight has been in the lead up to it for yourself in your career?
Absolutely not. I have to say that there was a Khabib fight that was really personal because a lot of time and invest was into it. But like I told this kid, I told him, you didn't have to bring family, you have to be stupid, but sticks and stones, man. Nothing's going to break me.
When it came to Kevin Lee being presented to you as an opponent, did they go through a number of different names? Did Khabib come up in discussions for whether he would have been able to fight for this championship? And how did it settle with Kevin Lee?
Oh, I've always given the opportunity for any fighter that wanted to step on and sign on the dotted line. Khabib had his chances. He decided to go fat on Tiramisu Tuesdays. He can't say no. He just can't say no, man. And for myself, I said no to Taco Bell and a lot of different kinds of fast food restaurants this fight camp. I really honed into what I was doing. And Kevin Lee had the only amount of balls to be able to sign on the dotted line. I had to give it to him. I told him in the Fox interview, I said, you have to market yourself a little bit. You have to get more fights, and you have to bleed a little. Well, he definitely is going to fight. He's definitely going to bleed a little, and for sure he marketed himself into an interim lightweight title.
If they were to come to you again in the future with the Khabib fight, I mean, given what you went through, and at the end of the day, I mean, you guys are in a position where you can do everything right, and if your opponent isn't there on fight day, you suffer as a result of that. Is that a tough bout agreement to sign for yourself, knowing that that's going to be a question mark throughout all of your training, that is this guy going to be there at the finish line at the end of this camp?
At the end of the day, I told everybody that I was going to fight and I was going to compete and I was going to I was going to pick off everybody in the division. I knocked out everybody in the Ultimate Fighter season 13 at 170 pounds. When the UFC told me, they were like, we want you to go to 155, I thought they were crazy. Might have cut off a knee or two. But, dropping down actually was such a blessing to be able to see my skills and everything just kind of rise and evolve. So regardless if it's Khabib, regardless if it's Conor or whoever it is, nobody's really quick to sign on that dotted line. And the only one that really was Kevin Lee. So the fight with Kevin Lee is the one that's at hand. If that fight with Khabib wants to happen, there's going to have to be some securities, man. There's going to have to be some different types of things in the contract where I'm going to be able to get compensated for my time. I wasn't compensated fully to the last one, and it really pissed me off. I mean, if they would have did it, I have no problem signing on a dotted line to fight that guy. But he's spoiled, he's silver-spooned, and he doesn't really want to lose, man. I get it. You're in a country where everybody thinks you're just inhuman. Well, I'm here to humanize everybody. This kid, he doesn't want a loss from at my hand, so I don't really see it happening unless there's more security around the contract. But I'm down for a super fight any time of the day. But like I said, this weekend, UFC 216, Kevin Lee's got his hands full.
Last question here, Tony. We're very much looking forward to this fight. After Saturday, do you respect Kevin? Do you feel that the two of you can shake hands after this fight? I mean, tell us just about your personal feelings towards Kevin, and that he's certainly obviously trying to put as much of a spotlight on himself and this fight. And I think a lot of people are very excited about this fight because of you two and going back and forth as you have building up this fight for Saturday.
Yeah, the build-up for this fight has been pretty hyped up. It's been for a while since we stepped foot in Fox, or even since I saw him hitting pads in San Diego. I thought it looked like shit. It was funny. My coaches and myself and my teammates were kind of watching. That's what he said. They were fans of me. No. We were just kind of like, well, he comes from your team, Tony. Like, you're going to tell him that his pad work sucks? No, I'm not going to tell him that. Because when somebody told me that, what I did is I went back to the drawing board and worked my ass off. I'm sure you heard it from somebody else. He's earned his right to get here. He's an athlete. I have no animosity towards my brother in arms. I love Kevin Lee because we come from the same background. I just don't like the kid right now. So after the fight, I'll dust him off, send him and send him on his way, man. Maybe I'll shake his hand. I guarantee I probably will.
One other thing, a man that you're definitely linked to throughout your career, going back to the Ultimate Fighter, is Brock Lesnar. His deal with the WWE is up early next year. Do you get the suspicion that we may see Brock Lesnar fight one more time?
Uncle Brock? Brock? Yeah, man, that'd be great to see him inside the octagon again. I really think that the people miss him inside the octagon. I think that he's such a huge dinosaur that people like to hear that roar when he wins or when he loses. And regardless of whatever, if he does fight or not fight, he's going to have to look at his health bill, and really, really take a look at it, because the fight game it's not, you don't fuck around in the fight game. I'm not saying WWE is fake, but it's a completely different game.
Sure.
You really have to look at your health. You have to really look at your options and really weigh them down to see what you really want to do. Is your health really worth risking your fight? I don't know.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to this fight. I think it's an excellent lightweight fight. Kevin Lee, Tony Ferguson, Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern time from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Thank you so much for this time, Tony. We wish you all the best going into Saturday night's fight, and a lot of people looking forward to this one.
Solid, man. Thank you guys so much.